Welcome back, you're watching 5 News Tonight. Since the release of The Theory of Everything about the life of Stephen Hawking, many more people have been made aware of the cruelty of motor neurone disease. Now, a Channel 5 show this week will reveal firsthand the terrible effect it has on those with MND and those who are closest to them. Steve Isaac was diagnosed with the condition 5 years ago. Shortly afterwards, his son Fraser, seen here on the left, began to film Steve to document his gradual and heartbreaking decline. He was encouraged by BAFTA-winning documentary maker Liz Tucker. And in a moment, I'll be speaking to both Fraser and Liz. But first, here's a glimpse of the programme. Steve was a self-employed businessman with a love of the outdoors until, at the age of 51, he was given the heartbreaking news that he had motor neurone disease.
Yeah, do you hear me now?
Yeah, smile.
Cuddling my gorgeous daughter.
Within a year, Steve was in a wheelchair, and as the muscle-wasting disease took hold, he rapidly sunk into a locked-in world.
Dad's wasting muscles are not just affecting his ability to move. His speech is becoming slurred.
I'm going to record my voice whilst I've still got it and put it in a voice synthesizer for when I lose my voice. Therefore, I don't have to sound like Stephen Hawking.
Over the months that followed, Steve became harder and harder to understand, and he required round-the-clock care.
Can you wipe my nose?
Can I wipe your nose?
My nose.
18 months after his diagnosis, he couldn't speak a word.
The really tough physical attribute to lose is the ability to talk, because this is really a tool of the mind. And internally I'm screaming, hey, did you see that, or what do you think of that? But no one can hear.
5 years on, Steve has defied medical expectations, though, and is still alive because of his determination to try everything possible to extend his fragile existence. It is powerful stuff, and Fraser, you started filming your dad anyway when he was diagnosed to sort of document this kind of thing. But then you met Liz, got involved, and Liz encouraged you to become, well, a genuine part of the team. What was that like?
Yeah, amazing experience for me. Really, really interesting to see kind of how the film kind of came together. It's hard in a sense because, you know, part of me is the son to my father. You know, it's a hard disease to live through. You know, and to see someone you love deteriorate. But then at the same time, I'm doing a job, and you know, I'm expected to be there on hand to capture the action as it unfolds. And so yeah, that's probably the trickiest thing about working on it. But
has it helped you come to terms with it a bit more? And in some ways, has it helped your dad as well? Yeah,
it's funny. Sometimes I think, you know, it offered us a bit of a distraction. As, you know, the disease unfolded, it was quite good for us, you know, to talk about the filming process. And he's always, you know, had quite an interest in how it's taken shape. So it's been quite nice in that sense.
Liz, I know you showed Fraser, you know, around a camera and how to use it properly. And you've made many documentaries before, but having the son of someone going through this must have offered something quite different for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever made a film quite like it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked Fraser to become a member of the production team and become one of the key camera operators, because what I really wanted to do was be able to capture the action as it happened, minute by minute. And it seemed to me if we could have Fraser in the family home 24 hours a day, that was extraordinary. We could have these moments that would never be repeated.
Has it offered a different insight that you think that you would have otherwise got as a documentary maker because of that relationship that they had?
I think so, because I was coming down on a regular basis to shoot the main narrative.
Yeah.
But because Fraser and I were talking all the time, I think I got a greater understanding of the family dynamics. And this sort of film, of course, you get to know the family very well anyway. But we'd be chatting about what Fraser was filming, reviewing material, talking about perhaps different directions we needed to go in. And so I was very aware of the different themes that were developing within the family. I
mean, one of the things you just saw there, and we're going to see a bit more of it now, is your dad recording his voice because, well, I mean, like many people, he associates MND with Stephen Hawking, and he didn't want to sound like him. Let's have another look at that, about him actually trying to record his voice for when he loses it.
It's starting to go already, so I'm not sure I've done it in time, but we will see. Mary may run on a road. Pronunciation unclear. I have to say I found it difficult trying to speak clearly.
And Fraser, you actually filmed that bit, and we get a sense there, just a little bit of your dad's frustration with the situation. As you're standing there observing it, it must be difficult.
It is. It's hard. I think I've always just, known Dad to have this disease, and it's been very tough for him. It's funny now the film's, coming out and we're kind of putting it out to the world. We've started the hashtag filming my father, and it's crazy. It's been a massive eye-opener for me because you realise how many people are suffering with this. And I think whereas before I was just concentrating on Dad and him getting through the illness and his struggle, there's definitely been a wake-up call recently, understanding the struggle everybody goes through who has the illness.
And of course, motor neuron disease affects people in different ways. Again, we talk about Stephen Hawking, but his sort of dealing with it is highly unusual, isn't it, in terms of the longevity he's had since being diagnosed?
Extraordinarily unusual. I mean, there are various theories as to why that might be the case. But
Yeah.
it's thought that one of the factors may be because he started developing the disease very young.
Yes.
Therefore, the disease progressed more slowly. But typically, people with motor neuron disease live sort of 2 to 5 years.
What is your dad's quality of life like now? Because he was so active, he was big into his skiing, he had a great life beforehand.
I think it's funny, he was very active, and his quality of life compared to when he was diagnosed is terrible. It's horrible to watch. But for him now, I think he doesn't believe in any kind of afterlife. He doesn't believe in any of that. So any quality of life is better to the alternative for now. So he's happy. He wants
this
to be
is really a film
around.
about a kind of man who wants to live at almost any price, and he's prepared to do everything and anything to do that. And so we hope not just the film, but also our social media sites on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter will help tell people about Steve's story.
And I know he's proud of what you've done. What does he think of the film, having seen it?
He's very pleased,
Because it's quite warts and all, isn't it? Let's be fair.
I was so nervous, Matt, when I showed it Debbie and Steve. I was feeling really sick, and I heard Debbie shriek halfway through. I thought, oh no, she hates it. But in fact, it's because there was a shot of Fraser's sister kissing her boyfriend.
Oh, really?
But I came in, Debbie kind of hugged me and said, it's brilliant, we love it. So I thought, it's not 4 years down the pan. But I would have been devastated. I mean, it would have been...
Yeah.
There's so much time, effort, emotion, everybody really.
But it's
put into
not.
this film.
It's a great watch. Thank you both very much indeed for coming to talk about it. And you can see that documentary. It's called Filming My Father in Life and Death. It's here on Channel 5 and it's on Wednesday at 7 o'clock.